Monday, beautiful day, Monday motivation, coming to you all the way from my chambers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my awesome Monday motivation tribe, it's that time of the year. I think it's tough right now, we all know. Either it's exam times, or the point is that it's that time of the year where things are at their peak, where there's too much pressure, where things are tough. So let me try not to make this too long. My Monday motivation today, I'd like to talk about something that we all struggle with, time. You know, in Africa, with those who come from Africa, they say, they talk about African time. But a wise man said there's no such a thing as African time. It's wasting other people's time. So you should actually be ashamed if you are always late and you are not on time and you call that African time. There is no such a thing. So with that being said, just like the same way of reading that African people, black people don't read, if you want to take something or hide information for a black person, put it in a book. These are the things we cannot deny the truth where that is concerned, but these are the things we really need to improve on. So today I thought, let me just talk about one thing, a time hack that can actually help you improve your time management, how you do that. Now, there are two phrases I'd like to start with. It's been said that there is no such a thing as time management. It's actually self-management, meaning that you are managing yourself, meaning that when you are late, your time is not managed well. It means it's self-mismanagement, not time mismanagement for that matter. The other thing is called energy management. You're actually managing your energy. That's why you're able to do things and you're unable to do things. So I'd like to talk about the time hack. And it's very simple and simplified. The time hack that I'm going to talk about that helps a lot of people. Trust me, we CEOs, people in high positions, people in institutions, we actually work and we use this time metrics that I'd like to discuss. It's probably not foreign for many of you, but if you've never heard it, you can actually learn even more where this is concerned. There's a time metrics that was created by the famous Dr. Stephen Covey, who wrote the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now let's go through this time metric so that it can actually help you in terms of your time hack. Remember what you want here. You want 20% effort to give you 80% of the results, but that will only come if you utilize your time correctly. So this time matrix has got these 4 quadrants that you can see now on screen. So the 4 quadrants, the most important thing about them, the vertical and horizontal, but let's talk about each and every quadrant on its own, as its own entity. Number 1, we've got a very important quadrant that we call important and urgent, or that we call critical and essential. Okay, that's the first quadrant. This means that this quadrant is very, very important. When you get up, whatever you do every day, this is the quadrant that you address. I'll come to it. The second one, we talk about the quadrant that is important but not urgent. It is important but it's not urgent, meaning that if you don't do it now, you won't die. All right, and the third quadrant, urgent but not important. And then the fourth quadrant is not urgent, is not even important. Now, the reason why this time hacks, my people, is that a lot of people lack time management, or what you call self-mismanagement, time mismanagement, energy mismanagement. That's why you don't get things done. So now here's the thing. Structure your life as follows. Something that we call, quadrant 1, what you call critical essential, something that's important. What does this mean? And every time when you get up in the morning, you put your 4 quadrants. The first quadrant, you look at the quadrant 1. These are things that if you don't do it, they will kill you. You will die. Okay, I'm serious. These are crises. Let's make an example. If you are in business, crisis could be you get up in the morning, you open your business, and when you get there, you find the clients are complaining. They've written bad about you on social media about something maybe that you did or you haven't done, and the word is buzzing, is going out there, meaning that on that day, everyone who sees your business, everything is negative. That simply means that it's going to affect the clientele or the clients who will be coming in. You need to deal with it. That's crisis. We're talking about emergencies. By emergency, what do you talk about? If somebody faints, or let's say, for example, we are busy in a meeting and then somebody decides to faint. We don't even know if they're still breathing or not. That's an emergency. You need to address it. If you don't address it, somebody would die. That's what we're talking about when we talk about emergencies, okay? There are pressing problems that are there. For example, let's say, for example, you are sitting in the office and you hear that one of the pipes has burst in the building. You're not going to continue the meeting. You need to call the plumber. You need to even use your own skills that you have, like maybe take a fat hook and tie whatever it is, the pipe down. It's something to stop the water, or otherwise you know exactly what's going to happen, okay? Those deadline-driven projects, if you have to submit the next day in order for you to pass, you need to submit. You know that's quadrant 1. So how does this work? All these crises, emergencies, deadline-driven projects, last-minute preparations, those are quadrant 1. So you need to look at anything that will mess your day, spoil your day, make you fail, make you lose your job, customers, all those put together. That's what we call, those things are urgent and they're important. Like I said, they will mess up your life, if I have to use the word. They will kill you. They will just displace, they will mess up your day. So quadrant 1, that's what you do. It doesn't matter. Other things like in quadrant 2, which are important, but they are not that urgent. For example, let's say you need to prepare to make a preparation and prepare for, let's say, for example, okay, for next year, for your future. You want to prepare and come up with a plan to get rid of the new habit. You can't do that before you address the crisis. So this thing is important, that I need to have a plan where this is concerned, but you first need to address what? You first need to address the quadrant 1 things. If you understand how this thing works, even when I walk into my office, I know what is critical, essential, what is bad that we need to address. That's what we do. Okay. The one that is not important but not urgent, you just schedule it and make sure that, okay, I'll do this 8 p.m. tonight, or I'll do this tomorrow morning, and then you still go and do them. These are the things that need preparation. What we're talking about preparation, planning, things to prevent, the values clarification, things that we call, capability improvement, relationship building. Yes, relationship building. We need to talk now, but I need to work, I need to study. It's like, it's important, my so-called partner, let us talk, but we are not going to talk now. I just need to finish my studying, I just need to finish what I'm doing, and then we can then talk. All right, then let's talk about 6. I'll be taking a break. It's important, but it's not urgent. Nobody's going to die if you don't do it then. That's what you're talking about. Okay. And then the quadrant 3, the one that's things that are urgent but that are not important. For example, the notification that you get on your phone is not important, but it may be urgent, from social media. Somebody has DM'd you. Some call, for example, I don't answer my phone. I say to people, if you know me, you have my number, send me a WhatsApp, send me a voice note. Because why? Even if it's important, I'll schedule when I listen to the voice notes and when I respond to you. I don't answer phones by demand because somebody called, I must answer. I do not do that. So if you don't do that either, you will never get any answers from me. You won't get any calls from me whatsoever. So that's how it works with me. So I know it's important, but it's not urgent, so I'll schedule it. Okay. So those phone calls, the email that just pops up while you are busy, focus on what you are doing. Instead of just allowing emails to just, because you are busy now with quadrant 1, dealing with crisis, then some email pops up. You don't even know what it's all about. Then you stop what you're doing to go for the email. That's not how it works, okay? There are a lot of things. Look, I can say these things, but it would sound that I'm judging people. But just know for sure, if it's not going to kill you, if you can still do it later, then you don't need to do it and respond to it on demand, as I said, like those notifications, etc. And then the quadrant 4, which is the last quadrant. Now, this one, that's are things that are not important, that are urgent. Just delete them. Don't do them. Or just keep them there. Whenever you get time, you can actually go and do them, but you don't actually need to do them. Okay, so there are a lot of time wasting things, like for example scrolling through it's important to some people, right? But just scrolling through social media, that should go into quadrant 4 to say, when all else is done, I'm done with quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, only then I'll get to the other quadrant. Okay, so basically this is how it works. Just divide your time of the day into 4 quadrants. Let's just quickly recap: important and urgent. All right, and then the second one, important but not urgent, schedule them. The ones that are urgent but not important, what do? They go into quadrant 3, meaning that when you are done with quadrant 1 and 2, only then you can attend to them. And the last one, which is quadrant 4, when you are done with the 3 quadrants, if you don't have time, just delete them and leave them. They are not important and they are not going to serve your life. So this is how you can actually utilize your time the best way and get the best done, by knowing how to prioritize, where to start and where to end. That's your Monday motivation.